long after the people of Ad had vanished from the earth, swept away by the howling wind that Allah had sent upon them. A new nation rose in their place. They settled in a valley called Al-Hir, a stretch of red rock and sand nestled between rugged mountains in the north of Arabia. These were the people of Thamud, descendants of those who had survived the destruction of the earlier nations, and they built their lives with a skill that no people before them had ever shown. The land of Al-Hir was harsh, but the people of Thamud were not ordinary builders. They looked at the towering cliffs of stone that surrounded their valley, and did not merely build houses upon the ground, they carved their homes directly into the mountains themselves. Great facades were chiseled into the rock, doorways cut deep into cliff sides, halls and chambers hollowed out where no rain could reach and no heat could linger. Their homes stood as if they had grown from the mountains, cool in the blistering sun, strong against the wind, monuments of stone that seemed as though they would never fall. They were a people gifted with strength and skill. Their bodies were said to be powerful, their lives long, and their hands capable of shaping the hardest rock as easily as other men shaped clay. Around their carved cities they planted palm groves that stretched for miles, springs of water threading through fields of green, and their wealth grew as their mountains grew fuller with dwellings. Caravans passed through their land and marveled at what they saw, a nation that had tamed the very stone beneath their feet. But wealth and skill are heavy things to carry, and Thamud carried them poorly. As their palaces multiplied and their granaries filled, their hearts hardened. They forgot the destruction of Ad. Though they had heard its story from their own fathers, they forgot that the same God who had given them strength could take it away in an instant. Instead of gratitude, they turned to arrogance. Instead of humility before their Creator, they bowed to carved idols of stone, set beside the very cliffs they had carved their homes from, as if the stone itself deserved worship instead of the one who had given them the skill to shape it. Among the tribes and clans of Thamud, few men held more sway than the wealthy elite, the chieftains who ruled over the people with pride and cruelty. They oppressed the weak among them, took what they wished, and silenced any voice that questioned their idols or their ways. And so the valley of Al-Hir, for all its beauty and craftsmanship, grew heavy with injustice. It was into this valley, among this proud and gifted nation, that a man named Salih was born, a man whose wisdom, gentleness, and honesty were known to his people long before he ever spoke a word of prophecy. Salih grew up among the people of Thamud as one of their own, from a respected lineage admired by young and old alike. Even before Allah called him to prophethood,